What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Friday, June 19th, 2026. We are here at Kaagbaan, runway 24. One of two runways in use for departures today, together with 18 left. Let me quickly apply some sunscreen to the back of my hands, and we are good to go. Warm weather already. In the mid-20s Celsius right now, 24 Celsius according to the METAR. That's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit already. Luckily there is wind blowing. That's a lifesaver. If there were no wind, wouldn't be doable. But we have wind, actually. Lucky us. The sun is shining. Rain showers might form later in the day, but not before the end of the stream, so we should be good here. I hope that with Lewis umbrella, which has a clamp, and I was fiddling with it just now to optimize the angle. I hope that I can keep the equipment cool enough so that we don't get any hiccups, at least until I voluntarily end the stream. So yeah, let's see, and hopefully things will continue working. A warm welcome to the show, everybody. Marja, goedenavond. Paul, good morning. Jackie, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody else. Diverging departures in progress. 18 left, Aalsmeerbaan is already open. Well, runway 24 is also open. Things are getting quite overgrown over here, both in the field and the edges of the canal. Big picture wise, already some clouds are forming here and there. Just looking to the south. It's slant inward, looking to the east. That you see most cloudiness. Pretty far away still. This is the north. At the horizon, a little bit of white. Looking over to the west, where the sea is at. That's almost always clearest. Now, it does look like the current departures are departing from 18 left. 24 should be open, but we need traffic that goes to a destination west of the Netherlands. So far, everything I see on flight radar is headed that way. Well, there's number 175 to Cork. That should be coming this way. Humberside, Atlanta, that's also definitely coming this way. So yeah, we'll see. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who joined already. Davy, goedemorgen. Breeze, goedemorgen. Gilberto, good morning. Martin R, goedemorgen. Ero Luco, goedemorgen. Cas, goedemorgen. Philip, goedemorgen. Yogazi, good morning. Bobbers, good morning. Jack, good morning. Henk, goedemorgen. Marcel, goedemorgen. Honda, goedemorgen. Roy, goedemorgen. Inimini, goedemorgen. Carol, good morning. Mutable Dark Wolf, good morning. Leo, goedemorgen. Pierre, good morning. Fabian, Ronnie, goedemorgen, good morning. Jack, goedemorgen. Jackie, celebrating his new badge. 36 months, a year in blue, and now flying into the sunset. Indeed, Jackie, congratulations, gefeliciteerd, and dankjewel. Thank you so much for your support. Double support, not only as a long-standing member for 3 years now, and also as one of our very valued moderators. I hope that both are still to your liking. If you're not satisfied with either of the two, do let me know, and let me know what needs to be improved in your opinion, and let me see what I can do to make things better. Emirates Sky Cargo having arrived on the scene. Needs to cross the runway. No issues with that. No traffic that it has to hold for. Well, I can turn it on, but then I would have to walk to my computer, and by the time I'm back, the airplane would be across already. Again, Jackie, congratulations and thank you so much on 3 years of support. And you're now in the elite club of Sunset Badge members. Hope you'll enjoy, mate. Thank you so much for everything, not just as a member, but also as a very valuable moderator. KLM A321neo. Leaving for Madrid. Headshot, long distance headshot with the triple over there. Gilberto Mate, thank you so much for your super chat. Let's start with a Mother Ducker cup of coffee. Thank you so much, mate. Grazie mille. You really didn't have to, but thank you so much. Good coffee is always welcome. Italians understand like no other. Grazie mille. Right, Embraer 175. First departure from the Kaagbaan over here. Already high up in the sky. Got the stuff that I usually fixate my tripod into the ground with, so I have the spikes of my tripod legs now exposed, and the tripod is set into the ground with spikes, but lower than I am used to. The upshot is I can raise the legs and position it a bit higher easily, which is what I think I'll do. And to prevent you guys from getting nauseous, let me just blind you guys for a moment. Extend the legs a little, click them shut, raise the tripod, buff. Hit that, put that into the ground. Now I need to level it so that the horizon is straight-ish. This should be good enough. Lock everything. All right, let there be light again. Raise the height of the tripod a little. Would make it a bit easier for me to follow the airplanes. Let's give that a go right away. Another narrow-body. Yes. That is ergonomically better. Right, the phone screen needs to be straightened a little. From the hit, it got moved a little. Level is not yet completely horizontal. Just a bit more tinkering, that's better. Let's see. More movement. A 737-700 to Gothenburg is now next. Last time we were here, we could see the airplanes at the threshold. Let's see if we can spot them from there today as well. 737, and after this we're going to get an Embraer 192 Humberside. Infinity, goedemorgen. Marissa, goedemorgen. The mods are taking over the chat again. Good morning to all non-mods who joined in the meantime as well. Hope you're doing well. Keep your head cool, it's going to be warm today. Temperature highs of in the mid 30s Celsius, so that's in the 90s going towards 100 Fahrenheit. Luckily over here right now there is wind. If there hadn't been, well, I don't dare to think about how it would have been then. Narrow bodies for the time being, and Embraer 190 to Humberside if I'm not mistaken. There's an Embraer 190 taking off to Nantes from 18 left. Next departure here on the Kaagbaan is an E2 Embraer 195 to Gdansk in Poland, and there's also an A321neo from KLM to Helsinki making its way this way. First up, KLM flight 1303 to Gdansk in Poland. E2 Embraer 195. Up already. Michael Vogel has returned in the chat as well, and he is celebrating a membership anniversary today, 11 months, 1 year shy of a green badge. Congratulations, Michael. Goedemorgen. And thank you so much for your ongoing support, mate. 1 month down before you'll get 1 month to go, I should say. 11 down, one more to go before a green badge will be on the right of your name. Congratulations and thank you so much, mate. I hope that everything is still to your satisfaction in the lounge. Last week I heard complaints about the stroopwafels being empty, the supply of stroopwafels being empty. They should be renewed. We should have ample of them, and again, if not, let me know. A321 to Persenchester came seemingly out of nowhere before the A321neo to Helsinki. So it looks like we'll get a couple of A321neos next. There was an A350 from Delta pinging to Minneapolis. Now it's gone again. Full swell, the A340 should also be taking off. Not sure if it is the 300 with FC at the end of the registration. If those with a Z has returned already. Hey Jurk, goedemorgen. Good morning Jurk, good to see you again mate. Hope all is well. Marco, goedemorgen. Diana, goedemorgen. Hans Worst, goedemorgen. Stroopwafels are back in stock. That's good to hear. Let me know if I need to put them on the groceries list if they're running low on supply. 2 Emirates's with ribbon tail, both of them. Nice to see. Rider of Doom, good morning. Now, let's see. Weren't we able to see the threshold from here, or? Is that airplane turning onto the runway right now? Yeah, but that's not the exact threshold, is it? See that the tripod head is still not completely level just yet. Let me see if I can tinker with it a little bit. Always a bit fiddly. Still not optimal, but maybe just a tad better. Right. There's the A321neo to bloody Helsinki in Finland. KLM flight 1251. So in the end that did creep ahead. One to Persenchester. Davey wonders if this is still the same FedEx. I'm not sure, Davey. It might be. I wouldn't be surprised if it were. ASL Airlines on it. I've got a hunch it's still the same one, but I don't know for sure. Ah, Daus with a Z is flying today. Nice, nice. Thanks for the information there, Marissa. And I heard USC bought 2 more ex-Lufty A340-600s. Well, that means more replacement A340-600s for us to see as long as Suriname keeps flying them. Which I'm not sure how long they are going to continue with, but... Good morning, Jannes. Hey, buddy, goedemorgen. Welcome one and all. You're watching a warm AMS live from Schiphol Airport, where luckily there is wind. If there hadn't been, it would have been unbearable. Oh, Bizzer in the background, approaching runway 22. And Jörg is celebrating 34 months, 2 months shy of the new 3-year badge. 2 more to go. Thanks for a great community, he writes. Thank you so much for the long-lasting support, Jörg. It's always a pleasure to have you in our midst. Looks like, to me it seems that since you've gone with retirement, you've been more absent than when you were still working. You must have been really busy lately. Hope you're still doing well, mate, and are enjoying your retirement. Thank you so much for the long-lasting support. Looking forward to our next face-to-face encounter, hopefully somewhere later this year. Congratulations and thank you so much, Jörg. 34 months a member, Jörg aka JD aus Düsseldorf. Effing amazing. Things are rather calm here in the canal, insofar as I am able to look into it. I did see a couple of coots earlier upon arrival, bit in the vicinity where the camera is now pointed. There was a heron parked on the side next to the canal, and I think he was eyeing the young coots. So I walked over and he flew off, and then the coots also swam off. Thus far I haven't seen any other aquatic birds in the canal yet. This is Caleb flight 1031 to Perthchester, A321neo, and in the background the 777-200 to LAX, Caleb flight 601. I'm thinking maybe my white balance is set a bit too cool. It's a bit bluish. Let's tinker with that a little. No. To infinity, white balance. Raise the temperature just a little bit, maybe like so, just a tad. Because you were so right, since I retired my daily schedule changed so that I am busy with housework off the computer in the morning. Oh dear. Well, I definitely noticed. You used to be there more regularly, and since going with retirement, it has become more of a rarity that we are seeing you. As long as you're in good health, that's the most important thing. Veerboot, goedemorgen. Hans Worst is celebrating 8 months of membership. Please leave a thumbs up if you like the stream. Thank you so much, mate. Not sure if it really helps. Last year, the channel hasn't been growing that much, despite all the likes, but you never know. Whatever it is, Hans is celebrating 8 months of membership, and that is a big feat. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, Hans. This is KLM Flight 601 to LAX. Triple 200. There is a 7879 to Houston approaching the threshold and looks to be the next departure. I think it is. Hans, thank you so much for your 8 months of support. Always a pleasure to have you and Vero in the chat, and I hope you guys keep coming back for a long time to come. If not in the lounge as a member, then at least as regular recurring visitors. And also a massive big thanks to Diana, who is celebrating 18 months. That's 1.5 years. And still enjoying the stream. If I can watch it, she writes, thank you so much for your kind words and for your long-standing support as well. 18 months, that's 6 months shy of a blue badge. Thank you so much for the support thus far, Diana. If anything is amiss in the lounge, do let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better. That goes for all members, new and old. Don't forget, if you are a member, you still have until Saturday to cast your vote in the emoji poll, where you guys get to choose the replacement emojis for the ones we're going to retire. Somewhere over there, KLM Flight 661 to Houston, Texas is lining up. I'm struggling a little to see it. I'm thinking, is this the tail? I think it might be. Then again, I might also be wrong, so I'm keeping the shot a little more wide. KLM Flight 661 to Houston, Texas. 7879 Dreamliner. Niels, goedemorgen. Pete, what up, mate? Tina, goedemorgen. Polke Puk, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. Still not entirely sure where KLM Flight 661 is positioned. I'm strongly thinking this might... No, that's a sign, isn't it? That is a sign. There it is. Ah, right. Getting my bearings in. It makes a difference if you stand a few meters to the left or to the right over here, closer to the runway or further away from it. So each time you're here, you need to recalibrate and find where things are. 7879 Dreamliner, KLM Flight 661 to Houston in Texas. Hey Mario, guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen. Next up, KLM Flight 743, which is going to go to Lima in Peru. incoming cormorant, aalscholver in Dutch. This is KLM flight 743 to Lima in Peru, 777-300. Current status quo, it's still mostly sunny over here. A few clouds are forming, mostly to the north right now, looking around. So this is looking to the north. We began with the west, where you could see that things were still pretty blue. Turning the camera a quarter turn to the right makes us look at the east. A bit further away at the horizon you can see more whitishness, so then inward there's probably more clouds forming. Turning the camera another quarter turn will give us the south, where you can see it still looks mostly open. Air Baltic should be next. Air Baltic to Tallinn, 8-20. There's a KLM over there as well. I'm not sure which one that is because I'm not seeing it or anything that should be it. Not sure which one that is. In the meantime, Pate is celebrating 12 months of membership and he has gotten a green badge. Pate, thank you so much for the support thus far, mate. 1 year already, love the channel, boy. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much for the support thus far. If anything is amiss, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved and let me see what I can do to make things better. 1 year in the pocket for Pate. Thanks so much, mate. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. And I hope you'll keep coming back for a long time to come. Air Baltic, it should be coming this way pretty soon. Air Baltic flight 858, a Bombardier C-Series 300. EasyJet in the background, that's going to go to Bristol, A320neo. In the meantime, a small sip of vodka. And there's the Air Baltic A220 300, flight 858 to Tallinn. Kate says, I joined for the planes and stayed for the community. Yeah, the community is great. That's one of the biggest assets that we have. EasyJet A320neo to Bristol. Oh. Hey, I spy with my little eye the KLM 100 years. Coming around the corner. The BKA. 6 years old already. Hailing from 2019. A320 family member. I don't recall having seen this happen to A320 family members before, or have we? Seems to be a hot shoe issue on the BA. At least that's what I am assuming. That seems to be most likely, particularly on a day like today. Hey Rick, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. What is up, my friend? Hot day, hot shoes indeed. Right. The shoes have cooled off. Gears retracting. Nothing to see. Oh, geese. Oh, shots fired. K3 at the premises. Bird controller on duty. Ha ha ha, duty. Pachoo. Good thing I'm wearing my bulletproof vest. Pachoo. Streaming from a small inflatable pool today. Wish that I could, mate. You know what will happen when I float a boat here in the canal? Kamar is going to catch me. Delta Airlines 161 to Minneapolis, Minnesota is coming this way. A350-900. There it is. This is the November 569 Delta Zulu. That's a 10-year-old machine. First flight was in March 2016. Now, Malky has returned in the chat. Malky Stoddard celebrating almost 3 years, 1 month shy of that new badge. Morning boy, nearly at the 3 years. Time flies, he writes. 35 months of membership. Mate, thank you so much for your long-lasting support. I do hope that everything in the lunch is still to your satisfaction, and if it isn't, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved, and I'll see what I can do to make it better. Daisy and ducklings. Have a look. Insofar as we are able to. Stupid grasses over here. The Dutch with their weeds and their grasses. Bizjet taking off from runway 22 as well. Another bizzer. E2 Embraer to Hamburg is going to be... oh, and it's going to Ibiza! Nice. KLM Flight 1753 to Hamburg is going to be next. After that, KLM Flight 741 to Bogota. After that, 597... Oh no, that's going to the wrong runway. I was about to say to Cape Town in South Africa, but that's not happening. Still too early. Runway change should be effectuated around 10:40, so 15 minutes from now still. Until then, diverging departures. Malky went ahead and also started gifting memberships just now. 5 of them, no less. Thank you so much, mate. You really didn't have to do that. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. The new members who just received a gifted membership from Malky. And if you are one of the 5 recipients, don't forget to say thank you. Use a custom emoji in honor of the gifter. Captain Jerry suggested that, and I think it's a great suggestion to do so. Malky, mate, thank you so much. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 5 new members who just received a gifted membership. Polkapuk also went ahead, he gifted a membership, and the recipient is Donna Devlin. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Donna. Have fun with the custom emojis. Polka, thank you so much, mate. You really didn't have to do that. Jennifer is also back in the chat, and she is celebrating 2.5 years of membership, aka 30 months. Whoop whoop, 30 months already, she writes. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your long-lasting support already. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. It's always a pleasure to have you in our midst. 2.5 years of membership already. Time flies, doesn't it? Just like those arrows that you are shooting in your profile picture. Better be careful. Arrows flying around here, shots fired. It's a dangerous place, the Netherlands. Jennifer, thank you so much once again, and congratulations on 2.5 years. In the meantime, good morning to all who have joined. Alan, good morning, mate. Who else have joined? Thomas, good morning. JP Kraus, good morning. German Monster, good morning. Welcome to the show, one and all. KLM 777, Kilimanjaro. Yeah, lighting not working in our favor. Of course, very much backlit. KLM Flight 741 to Bogota in Colombia should be the next departure here from runway 24. Am I standing too far back? Is the actual threshold now behind the building, behind the fence? I think it is, because that looks like 741 coming this way. Hey Wolfgang, good morning, mate. KLM Flight 741 to Bogota in Colombia. 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKM Bravo Kilo Mike. Oh, and they're also transporting something here in the foreground. Can we combine that? Let me see. Not sure what that is. Was kind of looking like it was something of a shed for builders to have their lunch in. Oh! Sneaky Qatari triple crossing the runway just as we aren't looking. Or is that an ice cream van? An ice cream van of sorts. No, it's definitely, yeah, those are lunch break rooms, aren't they? In the meantime, a warm welcome to all who have joined. Naomi, goedemorgen. Romeo, goedemorgen. 01 Mike D, goedemorgen, good morning. Captain Jerry, good morning, mate. Jerome went ahead gifting 10 memberships, which he really didn't have to do. Thank you so much, Captain Jerry, but really you didn't have to. A warm welcome to the Aurora Skylines, to the new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Captain Jerry if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Use a custom emoji in honor. Great suggestion by Captain Jerry a couple of weeks back. Use the emojis, indeed, use them. They don't come on a budget, so you can use them as frequently as you want. Now, Jerome, I read your email. I didn't come around yet to answering it. Captain Jerry explaining why he had been absent recently. And that is because he is being kept busy by a special someone. Absolutely lovely to read that back, mate. Congratulations, I am happy for you. That is great news. He also made a suggestion for a specific type of vodka bottle to use if it would get picked as one of the favorites in the poll. I'm pretty sure that it will be so small, the emoji, that even if it were a brand bottle, you still wouldn't be able to recognize it as such. So I don't think copyright is going to get in the way when using custom emojis. If you heard a honk, it was because a truck driver who was steering through the corner here of the road was waving. Dublin on his way. Big Bird taking off via 18 left. That's KLM flight 597 to Cape Town in South Africa. This is Air Baltic to Riga, Air Baltic flight 618, I was about to say KLM, force of habit. Next is going to be an A321neo to London Heathrow, and after that it looks like we'll get a few more wide bodies with destinations lying in the United States and or Canada. In the meantime, things are going pretty berserk in the live chat. Membership gifting by Marco Plaggenborg, who went ahead, gifted 10 memberships. Gilberto went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. And then Captain Jerry also super chatted membership donation drive. And then after that, Peter, aka Derper 1973, also super chatted. Captain Jerry went ahead and gifted more memberships. Guys, come on. After the 10 memberships by Captain Jerry, Davey went ahead and gifted no less than 20 flipping memberships. Come on, guys. Captain Jerry, what are you doing? Spurring up everybody to give memberships. Really, you're supporting a channel that has been stagnant for a year now. Realize that, guys. I am closer to pulling the plug on this channel, to be honest, than to continue with it because of the way things have been going. Really save your money for something else. I don't think that this is a wise decision. This is Delta Airlines flight 143 to Seattle in Washington, an A330 Neo. After this, a KLM flight 787 to Sint Maarten, an A330. Jay Ramey also went ahead, gifted a membership. Let's not forget that. Thank you all so much. I hope that everybody who just received a gifted membership will say thank you to the gifter. It's the least you can do. Enjoy the membership and the custom emojis that are now at your disposal for a month. If you receive a gifted membership, you are a member, and that means you are eligible to cast your vote in the membership poll. So head over to the community section, click on the link and fill in the poll. If you have an opinion about new custom emojis to replace the retiring emojis with, let your voice be heard. This is KLM flight 787, and of course it's not a Boeing 787 but an A330-300 that is operating it. I see an Emirates 777 pinging on the cargo apron, going to Copenhagen. Looks like it might be a relocation flight. It will result in a belly shot, but it's going to take off from runway 24 most likely. David Wolf is celebrating 8 months of membership and he is greeting us from Australia. Fijne dag allemaal. Enjoy your day, he writes. Where in Australia are you at, David Wolf? Hope you're enjoying. You're going there as we're getting here, as we're getting summer in on the northern hemisphere. You're going there on almost. You're going to be there on the first day of the meteorological winter, which is going to begin in a few days from now. Verpatat says Singapore almost lining up on 18 left. Now, Jörg, come on, what are you doing? Jörg also gifting memberships, 10 gifted memberships. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge to the new members. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to Jörg if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Jörg, thank you so much, mate. You really didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, though. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge to the new members who just received a gifted membership by Jörg, aka JD, aus Düsseldorf. David Wolf says, my wife comes from Brisbane, Australia. We're here for 5 weeks on vacation. Nice. Jörg says plug pulling is prohibited, mate. Well, that is up to me in the end, isn't it? A350 Singapore, flight 323 to Singapore. I can hear the screech of what I think are young grebes or coots. Comes from the right of me, which is where there are big heaps of reeds. So looking into the water only becomes visible right here if my if my sun umbrella is not in the way. In the meantime, a massive big thanks to Ilgin for your membership. 1 month of membership. Hope it's been to your satisfaction thus far. If not, then let me know what you feel needs to be improved. Marco, super chats, the boy moet blijven crew. The boy must stay crew. Well, thank you so much, Marco. But the thing is, the channel has been refusing to grow for a year now, and everything is stagnating. And even though I enjoy this, I've always been transparent about this. This is, for me, this is a business venture, and if the business is stagnating, and if it is refusing to grow, then I must think of, is my time better spent pursuing other things? My time is very valuable, more valuable than you may be realizing. And yeah, so that's something I've been thinking about. How long do you continue with something that is basically refusing to grow? More streamers now, more than ever. So there's not much, you're not missing out on much. Plus, let's face it, Schiphol is a B, if not a C tier airport. I always started this channel with the idea of growing it into something that could sustain me full-time with income, and that's just a pipe dream. Schiphol will never be able to compete with live streams that are broadcasting from other airports. No way that Schiphol is able to compete with Heathrow, with Frankfurt, with LA. There's the triple, which will be leaving for Copenhagen via runway 24. I am expecting a very early rotation and a steep climb. It's probably going to look much more like an Embraer taking off than a regular 777 that you normally see. 01 Mike D is celebrating 8 months of membership. Please stay, boy. He writes, well, I'm not closing shop, but I'm definitely not going to be streaming 4 days a week in the future. I've got other things to do, other pursuits. Runway 27 has opened up. That's Indigo, isn't it? I think it is. Oh, Jerome, thank you so much for your kind words. Don't use super chats for messages like that. I'm so happy I met Boy and the ground crew. I was most impressed by his professional work, kindness, and the time he takes behind the scenes. I was also honored to have met you, mate. That was so much fun. Definitely one of the highlights of my streaming career, if not the highest highlight. definitely hope we'll get a chance to meet again sometime in the future, Jerome. Rick Meester is so sad he missed it when you came over. Yeah, that was absolutely a possible once in a lifetime opportunity. Oh, another bizzer. Bizzer taking off. It is 10:44. If all is well, 18 left should be closed now. Paul is tuning in from Leiden. Goedemorgen, good morning. Jelle, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody else who have joined. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. It's sun abundant here at Schiphol Airport, where we had some clouds earlier in the morning. They seem to have mostly vanished. We do see a couple of I think they are departures. Air Baltic, but also, where did I see the other one? Top of the tree, bit to the right. That's also outbound, isn't it? Or is that... It also looked for a moment, it might be... That's not the Corendon World to Fly landing, is it? Approaching the Polderbaan. Anyway, this is flight 361 to Willemstad, Curaçao. Right, time for KLM flight 615 to Portland, Oregon, hometown of Captain Jerry. It's a 787-10 that we are going to see in a few moments. The Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Papa. I think from where we are standing today, the threshold is, yeah, we can already see it coming. The actual threshold is behind the building, which is behind the fence, which is where the airplane is now emanating from behind. The airplane is a year old. First flight was in May 2025. Looking on flight radar, there is a NetJets bizjet, which will be leaving for Toulon pretty soon. That's a Bombardier Global 5500. Right now there's an Embraer 190 to Aberdeen lined up. We have an A321 going to Barcelona. Runway 27 has opened up for arrivals. Air Canada in bank rubber look landing there. Delta Airlines flight 73 to Atlanta, Georgia. It's also in the vicinity of the threshold of runway 24. Should be taking off here in a few minutes from now. Davey says your king is already flying the Airbus I saw. Yeah, I think you're right. Apparently I was wrong in him still continuing to stay current on the 7.3. He's now making a full transition to the Airbus, which does mean that whenever you see the PHGOV going forward, it will not be the king flying it anymore, unless he is secretly retaining his 737 type rating. Got a Chinese A330 approaching here. Wolfgang says we have a United 76 and an Etihad A321 long range in radar 2. Are those outbound? Etihad outbound? Oh yeah. Hey! That is a channel premiere, I think. Etihad A321 Neo. What? Then again, if JetBlue and Air Transat are crossing the ocean with it, why can't Etihad fly it from... Is it Abu Dhabi? It's Abu Dhabi, isn't it? Delta Airlines flight 73 will be next. Liwe, if you're watching on replay, thanks again for this handy umbrella with a clamp. A gift from Liwe and his wife, I think 2 years back or so. It was their anniversary, their wedding anniversary, and this is what they gifted me. So incredibly sweet. Very handy on a day like today because it does keep the electricity supply, the power supply and the laptop tent cool. And that's good if you want to have a stream that works. Delta Airlines at 73 to Atlanta. Delta Airlines 767-400 to Atlanta. That's a relocation flight 9960. Last time we saw a 767-400 here at Schiphol Airport that was from Delta was when there was that power outage at London Heathrow and it diverted. Here's the Emirates to Copenhagen. That's a bit of exercise. That thing is so high, that's higher already than Embraers normally are. When that thing is running almost empty, it is so much overpowered. Climbing like a rocket. The A330 is crossing the runway. In the meantime, Captain Jerry, thank you so much for your super chat. Vote vodka bottle. Vote vodka bottle indeed. If you want. You are free to follow a different route. But if you want to do Captain Jerry a favor, vote vodka bottle. He already made a great suggestion for a type of vodka bottle, which I'll definitely look into if vodka bottle were to become the winner, or one of the two winners, I should say, more rather. Martin is also back and he is celebrating 10 months of membership. Martin, good morning and welcome back, mate. Thank you so much for the support. 10 months of membership, and I hope it's been to your satisfaction thus far. If not, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved and I'll see what I can do to make things better. No accompanying text along with the highlighted message. That's okay. 2 daisies over there. Where are Huey, Dewey and Louie? Or are they looking for the kids as well? Might well be. Yeah. Why did you leave the kids? Cargo triple has arrived. We'll be crossing the runway. Far right, far left is where it is. Flip, goedemorgen. Who is greeting us from New Zealand? He did many departures as a 747 captain from 18 left. I imagine you did. And from runway 24, probably also. 18 left, the runway with the bump where it intersects runway 0927, or where runway 0927 intersects it. Surprisingly, they didn't fix that bump last year when they were doing major maintenance, major overhaul on 0927. You'd think they maybe lower the level of the runway a few centimeters so that that bump that's still in the way, or that's still there, I should say. It's not so much in the way, but you can see it, that they address it. Apparently they didn't. Not sure if it was on the to-do list. Probably it wasn't. Oh, that was still the camera in autofocus. A lot to see at Schiphol, as always. Back to manual focus so that we don't have that focus dance. The triple is crossing the runway. Next up, a channel premiere, ladies and gentlemen. Etihad with an A321neo, an NXLR, brand new, less than a year old, first flight November 2025, the Alpha 6 Lima Romeo India. That is quite interesting. Stefan Tudor is also back in the chat, and he just ran his first half marathon to celebrate 11 a.m. Dude, what are you doing? Stefan Tudor running. It's probably warm. Last time I checked the weather yesterday evening, it was scorching warm everywhere in mainland Europe. What are you doing running half a marathon at this time of day with temperatures this time of year? Congratulations on surviving the half marathon, Stefan, and thank you so much for your long-lasting support. I hope that it's still to your satisfaction. If it isn't, then why would you give 10 memberships to other people? It must be a good product, otherwise you wouldn't be gifting 10 membership. Mate, thank you so much. You really didn't have to do that. 10 new members, courtesy of Stefan Tudor, who just celebrated a membership anniversary, 1 month shy of a green badge. There's the Etihad. Etihad A321neo, that is a premiere here. In the meantime, Jan, aka Reticent Guy, is also celebrating a membership anniversary, 32 months no less. Hey guys, do not forget to like and subscribe, he writes. Thank you so much for the encouragement, the reminder, and of course the long-lasting support, Jan. It's always a pleasure to have you and Simi in the chat, even more so when you guys come over to the Netherlands and visit in real life. Hope you'll have time and an opportunity to visit sometime soon. Do bring sunscreen, it's definitely needed this time of year. Or an umbrella, but that's always a good thing. If not for the rain, then for the sun. Thank you so much for the support. Thus far, Jan, 32 months and counting. That is a year, 2 years and 8 months, if I did my math correctly. Such a long time already. Time is flying, just like these airplanes are. This is an A320 to Person-Chester. EasyJet. I'm spotting. Good morning, mate. Welcome back. Cafe Cargo is crossing the runway. Hans has to go. Thank you so much for joining, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you again soon. In the background, what do we have there? Huh? That looks like Saudia. But why am I not seeing it on flight radar? Thibault, guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen. Arjan, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. That is Saudia, the new livery, isn't it? But it doesn't show on flight radar. Oh, that's an arrival. Ah, of course. It's going to cross the runway and it's coming this way. Yeah, now I understand. For a moment, I was confused and I was thinking it was outbound traffic. Sassy airplane. And Bulgaria will be next. Bulgaria After Bulgaria it looks like we are going to get KLM with 2 787-10s to San Francisco and to Nairobi. Good morning, Apple Flaps. Morgen, Staf. BSW, goedemorgen. Well, on behalf of the Crazy Plane Squad, thank you, Stefan Tudor, who says, love y'all, Crazy Plane Squad, you totally rock. The feeling is all mutual, Stefan. Thank you so much for the kind words on behalf of the Crazy Plane Squad. Okay, yeah, no, going to Sofia. 1820. The 767 from Delta is also coming this way. Looks like there will be an EasyJet lodged in between it and the two 787-10s, which precede the EasyJet. So it looks like we'll be getting two back-to-back 787-10 departures. The first one to San Francisco, the second one to Nairobi. Then EasyJet with an A320, and if all is well, we will get the Delta 767-400 after that. I think this is the first time we're seeing it outside of the power outage. Yeah, the only other time we saw Delta 767-400 over here was because where there was a power outage, there was a fire resulting in a power outage at Heathrow. Was that last year or 2 years ago already? I think last year. Other 767-400s that we have seen always used to be Uniteds. Now, looks like there's also a cheater on Cheater's Lane, which doesn't show on my flight radar, interestingly. Or is that going to continue, or was that an arrival? I'm not seeing any Air France or KLM Embraers over there. This is KLM Flight 605 going to San Francisco. B-Dubs, good morning. B-Dubs is more quiet than normal. I was already thinking, where is B-Dubs and why is he so calm? That's perfectly fine, mate. Perfectly fine. Good morning, Neil. Good morning, Dutch Avgeek, and good morning, Gerrit. Dutch Avgeek is watching the stream while in math class. There you go. Is there a smart way to think of watching this being part of mathematics? Surely there must be. We're waiting for KLM Flight 563, which is another 787-10 Dreamliner. It's going to go to Nairobi, which is in Kenya, which is in, and I'm walking over to the computer, so you know what's coming. Africa! Yay! This is the Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Lima, BKL, 4 years old, first flight June 2022. Curious about the 767-400. Where has it gone? Now I'm no longer seeing it. This flight radar has been very inconsistent with airplanes that are around the threshold of runway 24. That we know from the threshold of runway 18 left, but it usually isn't happening at around the threshold of runway 24. But now, oh wait, there it is again, Delta 9960. Marissa says that the Delta 767 took off from Zurich to JFK on the 16th, but shortly after takeoff diverted back to Zurich. It flew from Zurich to AMS on the 17th and now will depart to Atlanta. There you go. Of course, this being a Delta hub, undoubtedly the mechanics and the spare parts they needed were available over here, and probably not so much in Zurich. Or at least that's what I think seems most plausible for it diverting to Amsterdam instead of going back to the United States from Zurich. Well, there you go. So it's misery elsewhere that causes us to see 767-400 from Delta. Shit has to hit the fan elsewhere, otherwise we're not going to see it. But pretty soon we will. First three, a triplet of narrow bodies. First being KLM 1977 to Dubrovnik, that's an E2 Embraer already rolling, now becoming visible. After that, Air France, which wasn't showing initially but now is, going to Paris, flight 1341. Okay, Air France, flight 1341 to Paris will be next, the Bombardier C-Series 300, followed by an EasyJet to London Gatwick, and there is the 767-400 from Delta, which will be flying back to Atlanta, Georgia momentarily. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack. Oh, no, don't focus on that. Focus on the duckies. There we go. More quacking emanating from over there, and I do see a duck, but I saw a duck, only briefly. It is coming this way. Or? I think it is. Yeah, most definitely. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. Time for the 767 Delta to Atlanta, Georgia. 767-400, second time we're seeing that in the channel's history. And always the reason, trouble elsewhere. Delta Airlines flight 9960, a 767-400. The November 840 Mike Hotel, 25 years old, first flight March 2001. Rick is leaving. See you soon, mate. Well, see you soon indeed then, Rick. Thanks for joining. Hou je hoofd cool. Keep your head cool. And I will see you in another one in the future. Fruits GT asks, what's the rarest plane you've spotted ever? That probably would be Concorde. Concorde was in the Netherlands back in the 1990s once when I was still living at home, and we had Iranian neighbors who came out scared of the sound, thought there were bombers and that the Netherlands were under attack. Obviously that wasn't the case. It was a Concorde that took off from Schiphol and passed over our houses back then. I think that was probably the rarest airplane that I have spotted ever. If you want to speak about airplanes that are still flying, then I think Air Force One will probably be the rarest. That's one you don't see every day over here, and that is a good thing. Right, 777-200 time. KLM up next to Minneapolis, Minnesota. KLM flight 655, 777-200. The breeze is nice and refreshing. I'm so happy that there is a breeze over here. If there hadn't been, it would have been unbearable. But yeah, Lewis umbrella, which is nicely keeping the power supply and the laptop tent cool, is shaking. That's nice. Makes it bearable. KLM flight 655 to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Senna asks, are you stopping with the streaming? I never said that. I did say that I have been thinking about reducing it or maybe pulling the plug at some point. Because the channel, ever since the NATO summit happened, has refused to grow any further. And how much longer do you want to spend time and energy in a channel that just refuses to grow? So it's something I have been thinking about quite a lot recently. But I never said I'm going to stop. I would never stop out of the blue. I would always, if it ever came to that, I would definitely give you guys a heads up. It would only be fair for members so that they can quit their membership in time, etc. Don't you worry about that. But putting a lot of time and energy in a channel that just doesn't want to grow, that is stagnating, or even the figures are dropping, is very, very, very demotivating. And you can only continue with that so long before you have to do something. Have a look at that. It is an Embraer landing on runway 24, breakaway landing. Looking at it from this angle. Last week we saw it on a few occasions when we were standing next to the McDonald's, and this is what it looks like from this end. Obviously, that little building is right in the way of the touchdown zone. Or, well, no. Just about visible. So obviously going to vacate the runway already. Before it ever gets very close by. But that's what things look like from over here. Next up will be Air Europa to Madrid, a MAX 8 737 this time round. Is that a Volvo or is that a cat? I don't think it's a cat. Might be a Volvo. In a few moments from now we should see the MAX 8 737 Air Europa flight 1098 to Madrid. SAS up next. The A340 Douse is coming, should make an appearance from the left in the background in a moment from now. The Douse still in the house, but not for much longer. Suriname flight 993. Once again the Douse with a Z at the end, the 600, the 22-year-old. There's the Douse. Ah, Volvo. Jero is tuning in from Arlington in Texas. Morning, mate. Good to have you back. SS is coming this way. And I see that Russell Crowe has arrived in the grass over here. What a trooper. Imagine being all black on a day like today. That will retain a lot of heat. Suriname flight 993 is lining up in the background. I think it is happening right behind this building. Suriname flight 993, Paramaribo is coming this way. KLM 737 in the background landing. Runway 27 still open. It's 11:22, so that means it's going to stay open for another 20 or so minutes. The Douse is rolling, coming this way. "22 years old already, first flight December 2003. The thumbnail of today's show. I was hoping it was going to be the Douse with the Z, this one, but I wasn't sure. So I'm happy to see that at least the thumbnail wasn't misleading today. In the meantime, Paul is celebrating 35 months of membership. That's 1 month shy of the new 3-year badge, mate. Thanks, boy, for all your hard work, he writes. You're welcome, mate. I'm happy to hear you are still enjoying it. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, you wouldn't be thanking me. Congratulations on 35 months of support, mate. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. Whether you are tuning in from Leiden or from Noordwijk. If anything in the lounge is amiss, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved, and I'll see what I can do to make things better for you and the other members. 1 month before a new badge. Congratulations, and thank you so much, Paul, for almost 3 years of support. Bouw en winkels, construction and shops. Interesting. More lunch shacks for the construction people. We already saw a truck transporting something similar to this earlier in the show, driving the same route. Interestingly, it's probably the easiest way to get around traffic without having to cross the apron, risk being in the way of the airplanes. FJWH asks, how do you handle the heat? Well, the heat is bearable because of the wind. That's the only reason I'm able to go out today. There is ample wind. You can see that the umbrella, the sun umbrella that I got from Liewe and his wife a couple years back. It was their anniversary. This was their gift to me. So sweet. It has a clamp, so I can attach it to the camping table, keep the power supply and the laptop tent cooler. The wind is helping. If there were no wind, then it would have been unbearable here. United, once again with a 767. This is a 300 going to Washington, flight 947. Naomi wonders if more runways are going to be closed for maintenance sometime soon. Usually if it happens, it will be announced in time on bezoekbus.nl. So if it doesn't say over there, then probably the answer is no. We recently had maintenance done to Polderbaan and the center runway, so I don't think, and of course last year major maintenance, major overhaul 0927. So Aalsmeerbaan and Kaagbaan are the only ones that still need their maintenance, and didn't Kaagbaan close already earlier this year? Maybe I was on a skiing vacation or something, but I think you have to check Bezoekbus. Usually in the news section it is announced well in time before any closure happens. So if it doesn't say anything, if Bezoekbus doesn't say anything in the news section, then the answer is probably not sometime soon. Anytime soon, I should say. Next up will be United Airlines Flight 21 to Houston in Texas, a 767-300. No, spoke too soon. Hey. Oh, that was an arrival. Totally missed that. An arriving A321neo or... Nope, Embraer. Clouds on YouTube, good morning. Queensland Scooby, Chrissy and Steve in Australia, good evening. Welcome back, guys. Runway 27 in the background is still catering to the arrivals arriving from the east. Polderbaan is open for arrivals from the west. So anything landing on Polderbaan we are able to see from here relatively well. Dreamliner of sorts on final to the Polderbaan. 18 right. Hey, I'm hearing something overhead. Don't see it producing a control, but I am able to see it quite easily. Oh, my counterbalance was set one notch too high. Yeah, it was pushing the camera down and rather too much. All right, well, what's this? Red on the tail. 767. Number 2. Well, 3 if you count the diverted 767-400. I was talking about the second United. Irv, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. Pilatus PC-24 is taking off to Frankfurt. That's right there. Brandon, what up, mate? Brandon Dummers, celebrating 11 months of membership. So happy I finally got to meet you 3 weeks ago. It was a pleasure meeting you and Meep. That was absolutely lovely. Have a look in the community section. Brandon posted a picture of him and his friend when they were meeting me here on the same location, actually, a couple of weeks back. 3 weeks? Was it 3 weeks ago already? Jesus, time flies, doesn't it? It was an absolute pleasure to meet you, Brandon. Looking forward to our next encounter if you're ever in the vicinity. I said it 3 weeks ago already. But definitely come hit me up. JetBlue to Boston. Flight 32, A321neo. Up next. 3 years old, first flight February 2023. Of course, a massive big thanks to you as well, Brandon, for 11 months of support in the lounge already. 1 month shy of a green badge. The membership is still to your satisfaction, and if that's not the case, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved and I'll see what I can do to make it better. Sichuan Airlines A330 passenger to freight converted from Brussels to Chengdu, says Marissa. Wow. Chengdu in China. Next up will be an A319 to Ligeti Split in Croatia. That's EasyJet over there, coming this way already. Flight 27907. Oh, was that a bit of a draft? Almost immediately after leaving the ground, banking a little to the right. Is informing us that 18 left is already opening in a few minutes from now, which seems logical given it is 11:32 on my end here. Turkish and Emirates are already going there. That is such a shame. Now we are lucky that we are going to see an A350 over here. China Airlines to Taipei. Should be around the metaphorical corner over there. Should become visible from the left at some point. Let's see, this is KLM Flight 1219, I think, to Stockholm. Yep. 737-800. On July 18th, eh? Nice thing to look forward to, mate. What day of week would that be? Cannot promise you a thing beforehand, but it's good to know. Bom dia, Ricardo, tuning in from Lisbon in Portugal. Hey. Oh no, I thought I thought the stripes of the fence were actually part of the livery, and I thought, hey, is this Garuda retro? But the tail color didn't make sense if it were. Helicopter in the background, interesting. KLM flight 1799 to Düsseldorf, Embraer 175. Next up will be China Airlines flight 74 going to Taipei in China. A350 900 Delta Airlines flight 135 will be next after that, and A330 787-10 to Toronto next after that. There it is, the Chinese A350. First A350, no, we saw a Delta A350 before, didn't we? Second A350 of the show. Looks a bit grumpy and cheerful simultaneously with the flower on the back. Mixed emotions airplane. Leroy mentions Lufty 747 approaching. From where? It is hard to see any airplanes that produce contrails. They do dissolve rather quickly. You need to know where you need to look. Only contrail I am currently seeing is a twin jet that has already passed me by. Don't see anything else in the immediate vicinity. Next up is going to be Delta Airlines flight 135 to Detroit, Michigan. An A330-300. There it is. The November 817 November Whiskey. 19 years old, first flight April 2007. K3 is at the end of the RISA, the runway end safety area. Because safety first and whatnot. Big picture overview, the sky has cleared up more and more. Where there were clouds in the beginning of the stream, now looking to the north at the horizon it looks a bit milky, but no more than that. Looking to the west it is almost completely blue, even until the horizon. Half a turn will give us the east, and also the east looks pristine. No clouds to be seen, not at the horizon either. Lastly, looking to the south, also looks crystal clear, insofar as it can be. Of course, there's some humidity in the air and high pressure, so probably also some pollution. Oh, I think we're going to get a runway inspection. I was hearing bird sounds and the lights, the front lights were on. So a momentary break in the outbound traffic from runway 24. SK3 is on the runway now, inspecting it. That means 18 left. Must have opened already. And everything is temporarily going through that runway insofar as there's traffic outbound. To begin with, not much. I hope that Delta Airlines Flight 57 to Salt Lake City will still be coming this way. Looks like it has been pushed back. Good moment in time for me to have a sip of vodka. First liter almost down already. And it was the third A350, says Marissa, after Deltas to Minneapolis and Atlanta. Ah, I must have missed one of the two A350s in my memory then. If you joined us only just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's pretty warm over here at Schiphol, and come to think of it, I don't think I've updated the ticker with the meter and the weather. It was already 24 Celsius at the beginning of the show. Temperature, I see, hasn't increased that much. It was already warm to begin with. Now it says 27 degrees and I am pasting it in the ticker as we speak. For those of you who don't know what it means, look in the ticker right now and you'll see a code of digits and letters. The meter is the weather report. EHAM is an abbreviation for Schiphol Airport together with AMS. The 19th is today. 0925 Zulu time is the time of the report. That's 11:25 local time. The wind 10 knots from 160 degree, and that's a lifesaver today because that makes it bearable. The wind direction is variable between 130 degrees and 190 degrees. It's Cav OK. Ceiling and visibility, the lower 5,000 feet around the airport clear of any visual hindrance. It's 27 degrees C, the air pressure is 1014 hectopascal, and no significant changes expected in the upcoming 2 hours. 27 times 2 is 54, plus 30, that's 84 Fahrenheit. Luckily 10 knots of wind, that makes it bearable. Fatbike Dutch, goedemorgen, good to see you again, mate. Michael DCA, good morning, mate, welcome back. I do see a pushback of one of the Emirates cargo triple in the process of getting pushed back. There it is. Daniel asks, did you pack your parka and heated gloves today? Well, the heated gloves I do have with me. I carry them with me at all times. I also have my woolen balaclava that Sander Shinobi bought for me. I keep those things in my camera bag regardless of the time of year. I have left the batteries for the heated gloves at home, but the fingerless gloves and the heated gloves, since they don't take up that much space, I do bring them along with me all year round. The parka I've left at home. Yeah. What a difference with last week, eh? Jesus, last stream still gloves on, parka on. Although, granted, I did wear only a t-shirt below it, but under it. Xydon asks, heated gloves, what is that sorcery? Well, a couple of years back I already purchased a pair. Let me see, because I did forget some of my equipment to fixate my tripod, so I now have my camera bags laying on my spreader, my mid-level spreader, to keep the tripod stable. And I see that the bag where my heated gloves are in was on bottom. Now I've placed it on top so that I can also open it up, have a feel. Right, so I have one of them here. And let me also go to autofocus. Heated gloves. They have heat elements. This one has dual heat elements, both on the outside and on the inside. Fingertips with touch for touch screens. In the cuff, you have a zipper, and in that zipper you can put a battery. You have 3 settings: cool, mid, and high, and that will keep your glove or your hands warm in the winter months. Although not officially diagnosed with Raynaud's phenomenon, I do think I suffer from it. It means that whenever it is cold, I get really cold hands really quickly. Now that's not the case. My hands are really warm this time of year, but if your fingers get a bit stiff, it makes it very hard to operate the camera properly. The batteries do empty rather quickly if you set them to the highest setting, and since they are thin, they are liners that actually are supposed to be worn under, for instance, work gloves. But since I need the fine motor skills to operate my phone and flight radar during streaming, I chose the thinnest gloves that there are. Obviously, because in the winter months it often blows, you do need to set them at the highest setting, which means that one charge of batteries will last you 1.5 to 2 hours. So by now I have 8 batteries, 4 pairs of them, numbered with stickers. But yeah, that gets you through the winter months without getting cold hands. Even if it is really cold and windy, they do work a treat. Now, Delta Airlines Flight 57 has, in the meantime, lined up on runway 24. The bird control runway inspection is over. Delta Airlines Flight 57 to Salt Lake City is coming. Here it is, rolling already. Let me also quickly switch back to manual focus. Indeed, Peter, better take a barbecue with you. Delta Airlines to Salt Lake City in Utah. Yep, then a year old, first flight October 2024. Boy says it's warmer on the runway. Are you in K3 on duty right now, boy? On the tarmac it is undoubtedly warmer. It's good that there is a bit of wind blowing. Diverging departures once again in progress. Sun Express on its way to Turkey. Coming this way, easy, no, yeah, no, not EasyJet, Aer Lingus, Shamrock, flight 603 to Dublin in Ireland, an A320, and then the first SAS of the SAS CRJ of the show. And boy is working in K3 today, so there you go. CRJ number 2 for departure. First CRJ of the show. Talking about increasing rarity, CRJs. Although it was nice last week when we saw the CRJ 1000 from Iberia. That's even more rare than a CRJ 900. Oh, shallow. Nice. Now, if all airplanes were to take off like this, that would make life much fun. EasyJet departing quite shallowly. If you compare that with the Emirates to Copenhagen earlier this morning, the triple. Good. Croatian Airlines A319 to Zagreb over there. And over here we are going to get the first CRJ of the show. SAS Flight 556 to Stockholm. After that, American Airlines with a triple to Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. 777-200, you can see it in the background already. Hey Gurdeep, good morning mate. And Danny Brink is celebrating 10 months of membership. Double digits, he writes. Thank you so much for the support and congratulations Danny on 10 months of membership. I hope that the membership is still to your satisfaction. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you in person a couple of weeks back over here. Also over here. Then again, encounters with people could not have been at the Polderbaan recently since I haven't been there in a while. Dash 8 is coming this way as well. If anything is amiss with the membership, let me know Danny and I'll see what I can do to fix it. Dash 8 100 Coast Guard coming this way. I think what we heard was them throttling back from takeoff thrust to climb thrust. Thought I heard a throttle back. I assume that the Dash 8 also takes off with takeoff thrust, and then after the initial takeoff has finished, they'll reduce the thrust to climb thrust. Well, no, it wasn't even climb thrust because they're basically just low level leveling off. It was a thrust reduction that we heard. Hey, Mehmet is also back. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Aero Luco is saying goodbye. Davey is saying hi back. Hi and bye, guys. And Chris is tuning in from Wellington in New Zealand. Good evening, mate. Welcome to the channel. This is American Airlines Flight 221 to Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. It is a 777-200. Now, not only is Mehmet coming back in the chat to say hi, he is also celebrating a membership anniversary. 8 months a member, and was it 8 months ago already that you gifted yourself a membership? Twice that's happened now, hasn't it? Mehmet is the one. He is the one who can crack the YouTube algorithm. Congratulations on 8 months of support, mate. 8 months of membership. I hope it's been to your satisfaction, and if that's not the case, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved. Let me see what I can do to make it better. Mehmet also went ahead and gifted the membership just now. You really didn't have to do that, mate. I see that boy is the recipient. Welcome back to the Skylines, boy. Not only is he working in the K3 bird control vehicle right now, he's also back in the lounge as a member. Mehmet, thank you so much. Boy, welcome back. Have fun with the custom emojis. when you're not bird controlling. Delta Airlines Flight 243 to Boston, Massachusetts is up next. An A330 Neo. ITA is probably going to 18 left, right? Malky has to go for brunch with his eldest. Have a great one, everybody, and I'll catch you all real soon. Thank you so much for your joining here today, Malky. Enjoy brunch later, and we'll see you again in another one in the nearby future, undoubtedly. In the meantime, Xydon is celebrating 2 months of membership. Xydon writes greetings and salutations. Salutations to you too. Love that term. Congratulations on 2 months, mate. Hope it's been to your satisfaction thus far. If not, then let me know what you feel needs to be changed, and I'll see what I can do to make it better for you and everybody else. I'll drink to that. First liter of vodka almost completely down the drain. Thank God for the wind today. Now, airplanes on the move to 18 left. Makes me wonder what arrivals are still underway. I actually did not pay that much attention to it since I knew I was going to go to the Kaagbaan, which is open and already was supposed to stay open for departures. For now, all I can see in the vicinity, the relative vicinity, EasyJet, Jesus, but Jesus is going to Milan from Edinburgh. Entering Germany and expected here shortly before 1 o'clock is Emirates Flight 147, standard livery, 12:52. By then we should have only one runway open for arrival, so it's going to be a Polderbaan arrival most likely. What else is coming? Ah, there are 747s inbound from Miami, 349, 413. And that's the Orange Pride probably. Did that arrive or? Oh, it's going to Denpasar, so that's still on an outbound track. That's not going to be coming back here anytime soon. Alright, how about we close the screen and screen? Shortcut doesn't seem to be working. And then we can still manually override it. Interesting. We're still waiting for traffic to come to runway 24 to be taking off from this runway. Looking on flight radar, you can see quite a few actually that will be taking off here. Delta Airlines Flight 47 to New York, that's undoubtedly coming this way. American Airlines Flight 203 will also be coming this way. TUI Flight 393 to Bonaire will also be coming this way. But these airplanes still have to get pushed back and still have to taxi this way, so we're still a few minutes out. In the meantime, more traffic is coming to 18 left. ITA is going to Cheaters Lane. ITA Flight 121 to Milan. We'll see that probably as next departure in the background from runway 18 left. Emirates to Frankfurt, which will probably also be rotating rather early, is going to be taking off from the threshold in a few moments from now. We'll see. In the meantime, Marissa is celebrating 38 months of membership. Almost forgot I had one to celebrate as well. 38 months, that is 3 years and 2 months in the pocket for Marissa. Thank you so much for your long-lasting support already. 38 months. How many of them have you been a mod as well? Quite a few of them, I would say. Oh, for a moment I thought we were going to see the second hot shoe issue of the show, but okay, retracted. Thank you so much, Marissa, for all the support and all the fun times that you have given us ever since you found the channel, ever since you became a member, ever since you joined, and ever since you became a moderator. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing as a mod as well. I hope that is still to your satisfaction. If that's not the case, do let me know. And let me see what I can do to make things better. Hope that the membership is also still to your satisfaction. 38 months. It's always a pleasure to have you in our midst, and I hope that you will stay there for a long time to come. Thank you so much, Marissa, and congratulations. United, no, not United. UAE. I keep saying United whenever I see that at a first glance, but it is Emirates. Emirates flight 9920 to Frankfurt, lined up at the threshold of 18 left, 777 freighter, and we will see that soon enough. There it is, already airborne. Still at the threshold on my flight radar screen, which is why I was caught by surprise a little. Gear up. Gear retracted. Have a look at how high up this already is compared with what you are used to see from wide bodies taking off from 18 left. The same happened with the Emirates to Copenhagen, basically. Hey, and the Cormorant has landed on the lantern right behind me, closest by. Lighting, of course, not optimal with the sun still backlighting, but there is the Cormorant doing wishy-washy on the top of the lantern. Rob Lerb is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. FJ asks about the 747 from Lufti. If you want me to spot or look for airplanes that are overhead, it's best that you also tell me where it's coming from, where it's going to, where is it currently positioned, will it pass north of me, will it pass south of me. Looking up, I'm not seeing any contrails whatsoever, so you need to be more specific, particularly on a day like today, because contrails are hard to see if they are being produced to begin with. Cormorant is doing wishy-washy, sitting high and mighty, enjoying the view and the sunshine undoubtedly. So there are some airplanes coming this way. An E2 Embraer 195 is lining up in the background. Lufthansa 915 to Aberdeen. And American 203 to Philly is coming this way. Delta 47 has been pushed back. It should also be starting its taxi pretty soon. 737-900 to Vienna on Cheaters Lane, 18 left. Already rotated over there. 737-900 KLM in the SkyTeam livery, the BXO. Papa Hotel, Bravo X-ray Oscar. American Airlines 203 to Philadelphia, approaching, and the E2 Embraer should be arriving from the right, the far right, on the runway already. Oh, that's boys shooting, shots fired. Oh, ducky's inbound. Wah, wah. There's the E2 to Aberdeen. Again, flight 915. Marissa has to sign off. She has lunch plans. That sounds good. Enjoy your lunch and the rest of your days, Marissa, and see you again soon. Russell Crowe's chilling. Oh! Didn't even notice that I wasn't completely alone anymore here today. Another cheater on Cheater's Lane. KLM flight 1201 to Oslo, which is an Embraer 190. After that, I think we might get American 203. Don't see any other cheaters in the immediate vicinity, but you never know. American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia is now lining up. There is Boy. Another guy called Boy. Or is it a different number? Is it K3? K3? K no? Alright, from the right, in a few moments we are going to get American Airlines Flight 203. Meanwhile, 877 KLM to Mumbai has already taken off from 18 left. There it is, 777-200 by the looks of it. Hey, police helicopter. Or, no, that's the Lifeliner. Flying over the airfield. Probably the reason that American 203 has not yet been given clearance. And bom dia, Hugo, tuning in from Brazil. More viewers from Brazil. Bom dia and welcome to all of you. American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania should be next and should become visible from behind the fence work in a few moments. 7878 Dreamliner, the November 811 Alpha Bravo. 10 years old, first flight October 2015. Delta Airlines Flight 47 to New York will probably be next after this. Oh, BizJet taking off from 22. Where did I see it? There it is. Going to DRS, is that Dresden? I think it might be. Right, this is Delta Airlines Flight 47 to New York, JFK. A330-300 and I accidentally double clicked on New York, JFK, so now my flight radar is showing New York City and Long Island. Where there are no airplanes to or from Schiphol. Surprisingly, unsurprisingly. Let's fix that in a moment. Sky is still mostly blue, just a few nebulous cirrus clouds here and there. I was actually thinking it was going to get more and more cloudy, judging the way things were looking this morning, but turns out it's actually gotten more and more sunny. Contrary to what I expected, but hey, it's better than rain. Police helicopter outbound. And I have found the threshold of Kaagbaan again on flight radar. TUI Dreamliner to Bonaire is coming this way. Not sure if the SAS to Copenhagen will be taking off from here or if it's going to 18 left. I think it may well be coming this way. This is the Copper Chopper and it is slowly coming this way. Arrival to the polderbaan in the background. That's the glide slope of the polderbaan. John also back in the chat. How's the heat, he asks. Well, pretty intense. But luckily the wind is also double digits in speed, and that makes transpiration easy and makes the heat bearable. Had there been no or less wind than we have, it would have been pretty unbearable. I think that the humidity is relatively high, making it clammy. But the sheer amount of wind makes it bearable. Double-digit wind speed. Beautiful umbrella with a clamp, gifted by Liwe and his wife, I think 2 years ago already, as a wedding present from them to me. So sweet, very useful. Originally the idea was to attach it to one of my tripod legs of the previous tripod so that I could stay in the sunshade and the camera could too on days like today, but that just isn't working. Wolfgang says, Lufty 7470 over Amsterdam, out of Frankfurt, southeast, southwest to northeast probably, southeast to northwest, over Amsterdam. I'm struggling to find anything overhead, let alone something that produces a contour. I do see something, but I think that's a twin jet. That's the only thing I can see. I'm not sure if I'm able to show you because it is such a small contrail. Now I've lost it already. I'm almost certain that what I was seeing was a twin jet and not a quad. Let's see, this is SAS flight 1548 going to Copenhagen, A320neo. Chat is no longer updating to the latest message, so that's something I need to fix as well. Let's take care of that. Best to reload the page. Top chat to live chat. Oh. Once again, not. Okay. Still, I have trouble getting the chat to the latest message. freezing, or at least it keeps showing a pop-up menu, and whenever that happens the chat freezes. So the trick is to zoom in sufficiently so that I can read the messages, drag the chat to the bottom to the latest message, and then hope nothing happens. This is to eat flight 393 to Bonaire. Finnair A350 over there by the looks of it. Or is that... oh no, it's an A321. Pity. Right, let's try the chat again. Top chat to live chat. And I think now... yeah, I think I've got the latest message. Goeiedag.
Hey, goeiedag.
Hi.
Vraagje.
Ja.
Mag het even tussendoor?
Dat mag, ja.
Onze zoon die gaat straks naar Calgary.
Ja.
KL677. Grote kans dat hij vanaf hier vertrekt of...
Zeker. KLM 677, dat gaat naar Canada.
Ja.
Alles naar het westen, dat gaat via deze baan.
Dan gaat hij dat
Ongeacht of er een tweede open is. Dus die ga je hier zo meteen kunnen zien vertrekken.
maar dat mag niet.
Ja, je zou daar tussen de bedrijven, voor die bedrijven, niet voor de ingang, tussen het fietspad en de weg, heb je openingen. Daar mag je in principe parkeren. Soms vinden de mensen het niet zo leuk, maar het mag wel. Dus dat is het meest makkelijke om te parkeren. Ja, je hebt, als je hier hoe de vrachtwagen rijdt de bocht meegaat naar rechts, dan heb je een fietspad aan je rechterkant en uitgangen van de bedrijven. Tussen het fietspad en de weg heb je gewoon een soort extra strook en dan kun je je auto neerzetten. Hey, alsjeblieft. Man came over here to ask me if his son, who will be leaving to Calgary, via this runway. So I told him yes, he should be taking off via this runway, and then he asked where he could park the car. Right, Finnair up next, A321neo to bloody Helsinki in Finland. For a moment I thought it was an A350, but alas it wasn't meant to be. So the A350 counter is still stuck at 3 then. Air Channel Cargo Alpha is also back in the chat. Good to see you again. Welcome back. Right, we're waiting for Finnair flight 1302 to become visible. Wolfgang says Lufthansa A340 600 passing east to west. Oh yeah, that just passed almost immediately overhead and is showing. Thank God for that. There it is. Yeah, that is producing a nice contrail. Contrails today are shorter than they normally would be, but this one definitely stood out. In the meantime, of course, the A321 Finnair. Right, narrow bodies for the time being. 3 of them. KLM flight 1139 to Dublin, Ireland. Let's look on flight radar, see what else is coming this way. I see that Turkish A330 is lined up on 18 left. Flight 1952, that should become visible in the background pretty soon. The Embraer 190 to Dublin, in the meantime taking off over here. Turkey should also be rolling. There it is. Turkish flight 1952 to Istanbul, Turkey. A330-300. Bing, bada boom. I was looking for wide bodies coming to runway 24 and I see Air Canada flight 901 to Montreal on the move. That's coming this way. For now, that looks to be the only one. Embraer 175 to Gdansk in Poland. KLM flight 1305. Looking on Flight Radar to see what else is coming this way. It's the narrow bodies for the time being. Has the A350-1000 already taken off? I don't think I've seen it on Flight Radar before. Or is this one of those days that they're not taking off to Hong Kong? Davey says Gdansk. That's the sound you hear when you drive in a pothole. You're absolutely right. Gdansk. KLM with an A321neo to Edinburgh, question mark. And that is Iberia to Madrid, going to 18 left. Honk honk. Truck driver. Quite a few truck drivers who are sounding their horn as they are driving past today. Wonder if they're all viewers of the channel or if they're just cheerful. KLM flight 927 to Edinburgh is lining up on runway 24. EasyJet A319 to Bristol, you can see in the background. Another NetJets BizJet seems to be lined up on runway 22. Destination Verona in Italy. I wonder which will be given clearance first. And the A350 Cathay Pacific is destined to leave around 12:34. So we had the departure from 18 left taking off first. The BizJet will undoubtedly be taking off pretty soon thereafter. In the meantime, also the A321neo to Edinburgh over here taking off. Almost simultaneously with the traffic on 18 left. the bizzer has taken off yet.
L677 zit nog niet de lucht in? Of?
Nee, volgens mij is 677 nog niet vertrokken. Hoe laat staat hij gepland om te vertrekken? 25. Ah, maar dan gaat hij waarschijnlijk zo meteen eerst worden Ja, hij gaat zo meteen eerst... Kijk, kijk. Hij wordt hier, hij is nu net, popt hij op. Dus hij gaat nu zo meteen worden gepushback. Dan moet hij nog deze kant op taxiën. Dus het gaat nog een minuut of 5 à 10 duren voordat hij hier is.
Nog 5 à 10 minuten.
Everybody is eagerly awaiting the arrival of KLM flight 677 over here. This is EasyJet to, what was it again? Bristol, the A319. Just on radar. And the BizJet, of course, just has taken off. Those things always happen when you're busy filming other stuff. There's the BizJet. KLM flight 1177 to Stavanger will be next, taking off over here. Wil jij een sticker? Ga ik eventjes zoeken. Ik heb mijn tas hier vandaag, dus ik moet heel eventjes kijken. Maar volgens mij heb ik hier mijn tas al in de buurt.
Kan het wel goed?
Wat zeg je?
Kan het wel goed?
Ja, dankjewel. Kijk eens, alsjeblieft. Dus het is jouw broertje die zo meteen de lucht in gaat. Ze hebben het vliegtuig van je broertje nu net teruggeduwd.
Oh.
Ja, dus die gaat zo meteen deze kant op komen.
Ja, dan film je ze allemaal dan.
Ik film zoveel als ik er kan filmen.
En doe je er dan iets mee thuis? Of,
Ik ben nu aan het livestreamen op YouTube. Dus hier zitten nu een paar honderd mensen ook wereldwijd mee te kijken. Vandaar dat ik ook in het Engels praat.
Dus als iemand dan weet dat er kennis in zit of zo, dan...
Wordt het vaak in de chat ook eventjes gevraagd, inderdaad. Dat klopt. Ja, inderdaad. El Al taking off to Tel Aviv via 18 left. KLM flight 677 is on radar, and I was just explaining they've just been pushed back and will probably be coming this way pretty soon. In the meantime, in the distance you can see a Maple Leaf. That is Air Canada flight 901 to Montreal, which looks to be the next departure here from runway 24. The Iberia A319 in the background took off, or was in the process of taking off in the background. That's rotating and climbing out over there. And Air Canada is entering the runway, lining up. Air Canada flight 901 to Montreal, Canada, 7878 Dreamliner, the Charlie Golf Hotel Papa uniform. 11 years old, first flight July 2014. Hey, I see Michael is also back in the chat. Good to see you again, Michael. Good to have you back. Hope all is well. Reckless Joe asks, is it doable with the heat? Well, the only reason it is doable here is that we have a lot of wind. Look at the reads. You can, and also if you look in the ticker in the meter, we have double-digit wind speed, and that is refreshing. It would be a scorcher without it, but because of the wind, it is actually doable over here. Temperature is getting close to 30 degrees Celsius or 90 F over here. High humidity, but luckily the wind is still making it bearable. Hey, Valentino Rossi. Schiphol's own Valentino Rossi. More sheds being transported. In the meantime, Air Canada is also coming this way, so let's turn around, have a look at it. There it is, Air Canada, flight 901 to Montreal in Canada. A young girl is taking pictures of my laptop, of my footage. Instead of watching the actual planes over here, she is taking a picture of how my computer looks, what my computer screen looks like. If there is a big compliment, it is this. Instead of looking at the airplanes, in plaats van dat je naar de vliegtuigen kijkt, kijk je naar het computerscherm. Wat leuk. Of course, with the camera you can see quite more than you can see visually. I think it was Honda who also remarked when he was at the McDonald's last week or 2 weeks ago or something, that it is further away than you think when you are watching from home. The camera can zoom in quite a lot and makes it look closer by than it actually is, but from over here we are still a respectable distance away from everything. If I zoom out completely, you can see KLM flight 1295 to Billund is up next, and Embraer 190 and KLM flight 677 is coming this way. If you look on Flight Radar, you can see it is slowly but surely coming this way, and pretty soon we should be able to see the airplane coming from behind the building on the left. Not yet, but it's slowly but surely coming there, going there. Here we have a KLM Embraer 190 wiggling a little bit. Next up will be Transavia flight 6001 to Porto in Portugal. That's overhead traffic coming in, or I think, is that inbound traffic? Let's see, where's that outbound traffic? That's Step Air Portugal. That's probably on the downwind leg to runway 27, isn't it? Or to the Polderbaan. Crossing the airport at 7,000 feet or above. You guys probably will remember why that is, why the airplanes are passing over the airfield at 7,000 feet or higher. Initial clearance for departures 6,000 feet. Minimum of 1,000 feet of vertical separation is required, which means that traffic passing overhead should be passing at 7,000 feet or higher. It is a red nose. What is it? That BA was the only carrier that had a red-nosed airplane in its fleet, but I guess I'm wrong. Air Arabia Maroc, but that's that. DAT to Tangier in Morocco, which, crouching behind the laptop, is in the north of Africa. Hey, tot ziens! KLM 677 moet nog komen, hè?
Ja, zie je wel. Mijn dochtertje zei dat was hem. Ik zeg, ik snap het niet, want ik zag hem helemaal niet.
Nee, hij moet nog komen. Hij komt. Hé, ik wou al zeggen, waarom gaan jullie weg? als jullie aan het wachten zijn op KLM 677, die komt er nu aan. Die is daar nu. Die A330.
Ik had een klein beetje pijn in mijn buik, want ik zeg...
Ik dacht al, nee.
Die was kleiner, hè?
Die je daar nu ziet, die grote in de achtergrond, dat is hem. Dat is de A330. Dat is... Ja, dat is hem. Dat is hem. Dus die gaat nu richting de landingsbaan. Ja. En er zijn, je hebt deze en dan nog een kleintje en dan komt hij van dat is een Boeing 737. Ja, van Transavia. En dan komt er nu nog een Transavia aan, een ander model, een A321 Neo. En daarna komt jullie zoon KLM 677 naar Calgary. Hey, ik wou al zeggen, waarom gaan jullie weg? Hij komt gewoon hier en hij moet nog komen. Oh, ben je ouders verkeerde informatie aan het geven?
Nou, ik kreeg ook een appje. Die zitten in allerlei appgroepen. Of tenminste, Schiphol, Amsterdam, app zeker of zo. Daar heb ik me aangemeld. Deze AMS Schiphol.
Ja.
En die flight radar, die heb ik ook. Ja.
Nee, maar hij staat daar. Ik heb hem in beeld. Nu komt er de enige voorligger nog. Dat is Transavia. En hierna komt jullie zoon.
Ja, nou, als ik hem nu hier zie, welke het dan zijn?
Dan is het deze.
Oh ja,
Die je nu ook hebt aangeklikt, die rood is. Ja.
Kijk.
Hij draait nu de baan op. Dit kun je op YouTube nog terugkijken. Dat zou zeker gewoon foto's maken van het vliegtuig zelf hoor. Wat zeg je?
Doe je geld mee op?
Ik verdien er wel wat mee, maar het is niet dat ik daar de hypotheek van kan betalen. Nou, daar komt hij jongens. KLM flight 677 to Calgary. A330-300. Registration is the fake Papa Hotel Alpha Kilo Echo. The fake. Is it real or is it fake? It's a 13-year-old machine. First flight January 2013. Here it comes. Up and away it goes. If we go with digital zoom, we can bring it in a bit more. It will make a turn to the right at some point. In the meantime, the A380 is 10 minutes out for the Polderbaan, so that's also coming from the north. Keep me posted. Once it is on final, I'll see if I can spot it. It should be visible from here, though obviously it's not the best location to be spotting it from. Qatar is also coming this way. See that Jeff is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. While Qatar is approaching runway 0624 to cross it, KLM flight 939 to Glasgow is lined up already. Jeff is celebrating 1.5 years of membership, 18 months, and he rides football. Marvelous, isn't it? I suppose to the people who love football it is. Me, I am very indifferent to football since I never grew up with it, but I can see how it is very entertaining for a lot of people, and to those it probably is marvelous. Are you a football fan, Jeff? Are you enjoying the World Cup right now, or are you doing other things while the matches are on? Anyway, thank you so much for 1.5 years of support as a member, and thank you for always bringing a good time to the live chat whenever you're here. Keep the banter coming. Say that not just to you, but to everybody. If anything in the lounge is amiss, do let me know. You know how to reach me. I assume. I assume you are tech savvy enough to know how to reach me if anything is amiss. Gilberto says, do not talk about football, I am Italian. Oh right! Wasn't there something with you guys not participating because you didn't qualify? Ooh, what a mistake, Tomaika. I remember the last time there was a championship of sorts 2 years ago or so. Hey, graag gedaan jongens, fijne dag, tot ziens. The family is leaving again. The little girl was filming and taking pictures from my laptop over here right next to me all the while, even when her brother on the A330 passed by in real life. She thought it was better to see the footage than to see it in actual real life. Jeff says, no, but yes, I am enjoying it. Did you see the Dutchies celebrating in Houston? Links, rechts, links, rechts. Yeah. That song is I think the guy who is supposedly singing it wasn't even voicing the song. I think he is just a character. I think that was the story, but I don't know the details of it. I thought the song was sung in by a different person than the guy who supposedly is the author. Anyway, the only thing I see of it is when Lisa has the matches on. She is following it more than I am. A few years back, there was another one of those championships, probably European or something, and that always was around dinner time, which I enjoyed because the gym was always very quiet when there were matches on. Good times. Lisa says Belgium will win the World Cup. Oh. I hope for you they will. I'm not sure. It didn't look that convincing when I saw them play during their first match. Then again, neither did the Dutchies. Oh well. In the meantime, I see that Ruben just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Welcome to this Sky Lounge, mate. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Also, don't forget to vote if you haven't already. If you are a member, head over to the community section. We're voting on which emojis to use to replace a few that we are going to retire with. I'll have a look at the poll results this weekend. So, in fact, it is Friday today already. So tomorrow I'll have a look at the end of the day. You still have a chance to vote if you haven't done so already. Head over to the community section for members and you'll find the link in one of the most recent posts Next up will be KLM flight 641 to New York JFK, 787-10 Dreamliner. The PHBKI, it's a 5-year-old machine, first flight August 2020. Hey, Didinho is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. The A350-1000 leaving for Hong Kong. Took off from 18 left moments ago. Where's the A380? Is it on final yet? I'm looking in the direction of the glide slope of Polderbaan, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Hey, Veronique. Goedemiddag. Good afternoon. Good to see you again. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. Austrian to Vienna, over there. Or at least Air Baltic flying on behalf of Austrian. Lately, quite a few flights of Austrian have been performed by Air Baltic. Haven't they? A321neo to Lisbon up next. KLM flight 1583. Just turning final. Thanks for that, sub Wolfgang. Normally speaking, that means it should be visible by now, or at least I think I have it. I see something big, white, headed for the Polderbaan. That's it, alright. Right, double departure over here. Two narrow bodies from both runways. Embraer 190 and an A321? A320. Huh? For a moment I thought it was turning in for 18C. But that's not the case, is it? Nah, it's past the building already, or... Wait, no. Huh? Nah, it's going to the Polderbaan, isn't it? Right, the Emirates A380 on its final to the Polderbaan. I've got an itch in my nose. Right. For a moment I thought I had to sneeze, but I think the moment has passed. W is informing us that shortly before 1, the Cathay Cargo 7478 is expected to take off from runway 24, according to CDM. We did see it arrive here this morning. Don't see it yet getting pushed back or anything. Nor do I see anything pinging on Flight Radar just yet. Of vodka down. Time for the next. Peter K is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back, buddy. Thermos with some cooled vodka. Absolutely delightful. Emirates 5147 is arriving from Dubai and is going to be landing on the Polderbaan today. A380. 6.5 hours on the way, precisely according to Flight Radar, so they're flying the old route again. The Alpha 6 Echo Echo Charlie, 13 years old, first flight July 2012. Howdy Hans, welcome back. Now obviously the touchdown we're not going to see from here. The trees and everything between us and the Polderbaan will be in the way. Golf tee with a golf ball over there. That's the Polderbaan control tower. Hey Klaartje, goedemiddag, good to see you again. Now, I see that my phone has begun dimming. The phone screen is dimming in brightness. That means it's getting warm. Temperature, of course, is not very low here to begin with. The wind is also blowing, but then again, the phone is also basking in sunshine all the while. Makes it hard for me to read the live chat. Despite having a grounded USB-A to USB-C charging cable connected to my phone, the phone battery is draining. With the warm temperatures now more than before, it's still at 25%, which means we should be able to hold out for a bit longer. But my phone screen has begun to dim. That's a sign of it warming up. Let's see what else is coming this way. Well, Air Canada Flight 809 to Toronto is coming this way. KLM Flight 1415 to Rennes is lined up already, should be taking off next. After that, Air Canada. I think that looks like will be it for the time being. KLM Flight 565 to Nairobi. Has that been assigned to runway 24 already, or has that been assigned to 18 left still? Combo shot of a helicopter and a lifeliner. The helicopter is overtaking the lifeline. The lifeliner is overtaking the airplane. The lifeliner wins, and that's a good thing. Obviously, you want your air helicopter, your air ambulance to be fast. Clear proof that this is a fast helicopter. It is even faster than an airplane. You can see it overtake the Embraer quite comfortably and easily. I see, I already have an answer to the question I just asked because I can see KLM flight 565 going to runway 18 left. Bit of an annoyance that my phone screen has begun dimming to keep things cool. I do see that W says that the Cathay Cargo estimated time of departure has been adjusted to 1:06. Yeah, I think I see the tail now moving. It's getting pushed back as we speak. Gerrit has to go, has to have lunch. Enjoy your lunch, Gerrit. See you again in the next one. Cathay is getting pushed back. And a bank robber from Canada is leaving with the loot. Leaving the Netherlands poorer. Those Canadians continue robbing us so frequently, the Netherlands will end up a third world country pretty soon. Somebody needs to stop them, but I don't think that anybody is able to hold them back. KLM Flight 713 to Paramaribo has also been pushed back. I wonder, will it be going to 18 left or will it come to runway 24? Probably 24. Shouk. Shouk. Shake. Shouk. We deliver. Shock. Shock. Shake. Shook. What to make of that name? That is a very non-Dutch name. So I'm struggling with how that should be pronounced. You need some ice spray to cool the phone, says Wolfgang. Well, for some reason now the screen has brightened up again. I guess I kept it in a position that the sun... I kept it for a prolonged time in a position that the sun was able to heat it up without the wind being able to cool it sufficiently, because now once again thermal balance, or at least thermal stability, seems to have restored and my screen is bright again like it was all along. Plenty of wind still, but you need to focus, you need to point the camera and the phone in the right orientation so that the heat of the sun is minimized and the cooling of the wind is maximized. Right, 2-4 for the 747, that's good news. Peter is leaving for the beach. Enjoy, mate. We'll probably be quite comfy over there today, if not very busy, with people like-minded headed for the beach. Son of a beach. No, there is the cafe. Gilberto also going off for lunch. Enjoy, mate. The wind is absolutely a blessing. You wouldn't be hearing it because I also have the blimp with me. Lewis' wedding anniversary present from 2 years ago from him and Mrs. Liwe. Solar umbrella, aerodynamically shaped with a clamp so that you can attach it to Well, a tripod leg is what we initially thought it was going to be used for. Fix it on one of the tripod legs so that you could stream while standing in the shade, but turns out that that thing would be hideously in the way of turning around, panning and whatnot, so... But it still has a use to keep the equipment cool on a day like today. It's 1 o'clock and if all is well, 18 left should close for business for an hour or so. Making a runway 24 the only runway for outbound traffic for an hour. Still, KLM 5565 to Nairobi is lined up at the threshold right now of runway 18 left. It will have to wait a few moments because coming in from the right in a moment or so is the first arrival to runway 27, which has already opened up for business, as you can see. KLM Flight 713 to Paramaribo is on the move. That's 777-300 coming this way. To what extent is the 747 ready by now? Did they already do the controls check? Flaps don't seem to be in the takeoff position just yet, or are they? Hard to assess. Obviously they don't have to be set so low as when they're landing. I think they might be in the takeoff configuration already. It's hard to see if the engines are all running already. They probably are by now. In fact, has it begun moving? Oh, there's KLM 5565 to Nairobi in Kenya, which is in Africa. Wind's picking up, or at least there's a gust now that feels firmer than the prevailing wind speed. Usually wind picks up before rain approaches, but the sky around me is still blue and pristine. Maybe we are getting some rain later today, just like we did yesterday, but it will, if that's going to happen, if it's going to be similar to yesterday, it's going to be at the end of the afternoon at the soonest. Thus far, big picture wise, looking all around me, everything is still pristine and summery. This is the north, this is the west. You can see some cirrus clouds over here. These are classical cirrus clouds, veils up in the sky. This is the east, this is the south. Well, we had cloudiness this morning and I felt it was going to be a day where the cloudiness was going to increase more and more. The opposite actually happened. It is still a tad warm here, but the wind is definitely helping a great deal to make things being manageable. E2 umbrella 195. think our next departure is going to be the delayed flight to Paramaribo in Suriname. KLM flight 713, which is a 777-300. Michael has to get ready for work. Thanks for joining, mate. See you in the next one, hopefully. Oh, more triples getting pushed back here. China Southern Cargo, flight 2694 to Guangzhou in China. The Bravo 226 Delta. Incoming bird over here. Is that a seagull? I think it is. That's a seagull of sorts. With respect to aquatic birds, today has been a quiet day over here. Just a few duckies that we've seen, and although they didn't appear in the stream when I was arriving here, I've also seen a group of coots. That's it. Relatively calm day. Then again, it is a warm day, so they might well be chilling somewhere and only start getting active later in the day. Right, here is KLM flight 713, a 777-300 going to Paramaribo in Suriname. This is the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor India, the BVI. Airplane. Its first flight was in June 2012. Good afternoon to Figment. And our win says Cathay is on the move. That's good news. Small jet, or at least from here it looks like a small jet landing. Yeah, this jet landing on runway 27. Aegean coming this way as well. The Cathay 747 coming this way. And the triple will follow not long thereafter. KLM flight 603 to LAX has also arrived in the vicinity of the threshold. There it is, 78710. Not sure if you can pick it up. I'm hearing it here in real life. GE90 is being started. Hey Earth, who returned from Japan on Monday, got delayed, but got to see some 747s at Frankfurt Airport. That's the silver lining of being there. Plenty of 747s to get around. Jealous of that. Over here, 747s becoming ever more of a rarity. A330s from KLM becoming more of a rarity. It's okay, so we get A350s in return pretty soon from KLM, but the homogenization of aviation is continuing. Here, faster seemingly than at other airports. KLM flight 603 to LAX is coming this way. It's a 787-10 Dreamliner. Cathay 747 is now lining up, ladies and gentlemen. Cathay Cargo, flight 2068 to Frankfurt. I'll betcha it will rotate really quickly. We'll be climbing rather steeply. Will look more like the Emirates 777 to Copenhagen this morning than to your standard KLM 747, for instance, off to Miami. There she is. Not rotating yet, to my surprise. Okay, more heavy than I thought. Okay, I stand corrected. Cool. Lucky us. I prefer to see this than a belly shot. Right. Is the cargo triple already moving, I wonder? It does look like it. Yep, that's on the move already. Ah, wait, now I suddenly recognize them. These are the sheds that those trucks that we've seen before were transporting. So they're basically queuing up a bunch of offices over there. Okay. Hey, check it out. Retro Transavia. Nice little bonus. Nice little bonus. Transavia Retro. Which one is that then? That's the A321 to Valencia, isn't it? I think so. Right, and in the meantime that was Aegean, I think. Aegean back to Athens. Yep. Most definitely. Meanwhile, Peter K is celebrating 32 months of membership. Watching from Brno, I am at the MotoGP. Oh, that is nice, mate. What's the weather like over there? Pretty warm, probably. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. And I hope you'll keep coming back for a long time to come, Peter K. Thank you so much for the support. 32 months and counting. Also keep coming. Keep those pictures of contrails through your telescope or weather phenomena like thunder. Keep them coming. Have a look in the community section. Peter K has posted some pictures quite regularly. Has posted pictures quite regularly, I should say. If not from thunder showers and thunder, then from overhead traffic that he shot through a telescope, which technically is quite difficult to do. Enjoy the MotoGP, mate, and thank you so much for 32 months of support as a member. Retro Transavia, is it now next? I think it is. Going to Valencia. Transavia flight 6337. hot like in hell. I can imagine. I think most of Europe is pretty warm right now, with the exception of maybe a few regions in the north. Red Transavia, which we saw getting delivered here from this very location, landed on the Kaagbaan on that day. Later on that day, on that same day it got delivered, the Yankee Hotel Delta, and that was in July last year, so it's almost a year old already, a month from now. Incredible. Right, WestJet, allegedly the best jet, has also arrived in the vicinity of the threshold. Can we see it? I don't think we can. I think it is already... No, wait, it should be in front of the... Yeah, no, I don't think we're able to see it just yet. Embraer 190 to Basel, taking off. WestJet, probably the next departure after that. Another Qatar triple on flight radar at the cargo apron, going to Doha. Has been pushed back. We're looking at the tail end of it. WestJet is coming this way already. Max 8, 737 to, what was it again? Halifax. WestJet flight 71. Thought it was recently in the news that WestJet at some point is going to stop coming to Schiphol due to fuel costs or something. So I don't remember where I read it and when the article said it was going to commence. And whether or not the plans are still going to go through or if maybe they already got cancelled again, I'm not sure, but I thought I read something recently about WestJet stopping at Schiphol, coming to Schiphol sometime soon. Alright, let's see what else is next. KLM Flight 757, which will be leaving for Panama City, 777-300 and after that a 777 freighter, China Southern. There's KLM Flight 757 already, going to Panama City. It is a 777-300 the Bravo Victor Victor BVV. 5-year-old machine, first flight December 2020. Yeah, I wouldn't count too much on fuel prices dropping anytime soon yet, Paul. From what I understand, it still takes, even if the Strait of Hormuz would be open as of tomorrow without any constraints, it would still take months before all the vessels that are lying there have moved out. Apparently, if ships don't move, you'll get growth on the bottom, on the screw and whatnot that first needs to be removed before they can even start sailing again. from what I heard, even if tomorrow, as of tomorrow, the Strait of Hormuz will be open for everybody like it was before, production needs to start again, transportation has to get started again. It will be months before before things will have been normalized somewhat to the extent it was before all the geopolitical things went down. Okie dokie. The Qatar I'm no longer seeing. In the meantime, KLM Flight 791 to Sao Paulo has popped up on flight radar. I can still see the Qatar triple. Just temporarily not showing on flight radar anymore, but it's still there. Most definitely. Now. So that's 1747 that we have seen today. I don't think there were any landing in the meantime either, otherwise we would have seen them here crossing runway 0624, so it just goes to show it's getting worse by the day with being able to see 747s here at Schiphol Airport. Compare that to other international airports and you can see how Schiphol is not coming out favorably. Another Transavia tail over there. Before it, lined up on runway 24 already is KLM Flight 1711. That's an Embraer 175 to Luxembourg. It's already coming this way. Airborne. Up and away. Next up, Transavia to Palma de Mallorca. Looking on flight radar for filtering for outbound traffic, there are only a few airplanes that are visible right now. Basically KLM Flight 791 and everything that is already around the threshold of runway 24. There's Transavia. Some more wide bodies coming this way. Narrow bodies, I should say. Vueling and KLM. What the wind will do the upcoming days. Today was supposed to get warmest of the entire upcoming week, or at least the upcoming weekend I should say, because yesterday the forecast for the work days next week were also suddenly in the 30 Celsius plus. If it keeps blowing the way it is today, it's going to be manageable to be out for a prolonged period of time, but if it is dropping to a near complete absence of wind, it's going to get pretty nasty out being outdoors. Qatar to Doha. Two flights to Sao Paulo on flight radar. KLM Flight 791 is already coming this way. LATAM Airways Flight 8079 in the process of getting pushed back by the looks of it. The Latin American exodus is about to begin. We have two narrow bodies and then KLM Flight 705 probably to Rio de Janeiro. Two flights to Sao Paulo. We're all going to be flying towards Latin America more or less behind one another. Lined up on the threshold right now is Vueling Flight 8303 going to Barcelona. That's an A320. KLM Flight 1755 to Hamburg. That's an E2 Embraer 195. There's also an Embraer 190 to Düsseldorf. That's Cheaters Lane, that's the German Airways one. In the meantime, an A321neo KLM in the background landing on runway 27. I was looking to my right because I'm hearing a little coot. I did see the parent, but I didn't see the kid. Good question, Paul. Where is Han? Normally speaking, he would have dropped by now, but I don't think we've sighted him in the chat today thus far. Squeak, squeak, I can hear it. I thought I could see it. Somewhere over there, a little itty bitty coot. Right, E2 Embraer to Hamburg. And there is KLM Flight 791 behind the taking off, the airplane taking off. That's going to Sao Paulo. Hey there, Paul Logan, also back in the chat. Welcome back, buddy. Wind is luckily still blowing here, otherwise it wouldn't be bearable. Without the wind. This is KLM Flight 1801 to Düsseldorf. And after that, the two consecutive KLM departures to Latin America, Flight 705 and 791 to Rio and Sao Paulo, respectively. Hansworst has to go. See you later, mate. Thanks for stopping by and joining. Think it is about time for me to wrap up as well. Things are still pretty warm out here. I think after the two wide bodies now taking off, it's also a good time for me to wrap up. This is KLM Flight 705 to Rio de Janeiro, 78710 Dreamliner. The PHB KC Bravo Kilo Charlie, 6 years old, first flight October 2019. Russell Crowe coming over to say hello or goodbye, depending on the way you look at it. Next airplane and last airplane for today's show, KLM Flight 791 to Sao Paulo. Coming this way already, 777-300 ER or the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Sierra BVS. 9 years old, first flight February 2017. Karel de Kraai, indeed. Kraai means crow in Dutch. Still no cloud to see in the immediate vicinity. Absolutely lovely weather, albeit a tad warm. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I definitely had fun being out here in the sunshine and with the wind luckily coming along to save the day. Thanks for the wind and thank you guys for joining me here today. If you guys enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a like on your way out if you haven't already. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. I'm not sure what the weather will bring, but I'm hoping to be out again tomorrow. For now, a massive big thanks for everybody for the support, for the likes, for the super chats, the super stickers, the many gifted memberships again. I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership today has already said thank you or will still say thank you to whoever gifted the membership. Head over to the community section and vote if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Lastly, a massive big thanks to all the mods again for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. You guys rock and are what makes this channel so great. Thank you, take care, stay safe and not too warm. See you in the next one. Bye for now.